Because if we don't stop it, none of us are making it out alive.
I grew up fearing the deep, the dark, the silence, and now I know why.
Meg 3 continues the franchise's tradition of blending high-stakes ocean adventure with larger-than-life creature spectacle, expanding the scale of the story while leaning deeper into themes of survival, responsibility, and humanity's fragile relationship with the natural world. The film exists in a world where the impossible has already become reality, where prehistoric predators are no longer myths but living forces that challenge human arrogance. From the beginning, the tone suggests escalation, making it clear that the danger lurking beneath the surface has grown smarter, deadlier, and more unpredictable. The story is set in the aftermath of previous encounters with massive deep-sea creatures, in a world where ocean exploration has accelerated rather than slowed. Advances in technology have allowed humans to reach depths once thought unreachable, but with that progress comes unintended consequences. The film establishes a tense balance between scientific ambition and ecological risk, suggesting that every descent into the unknown carries the potential to awaken something that should have remained hidden. The ocean is portrayed not as a passive environment, but as an ancient, living entity that resists control. At the center of the narrative is a seasoned rescue diver and survival expert who has faced the Meg before and lived to tell the tale. He carries the weight of experience, knowing firsthand that confidence can be deadly in the deep. Unlike earlier chapters where disbelief fueled danger, this time the threat is fully acknowledged yet underestimated in new ways. His role shifts from lone survivor to reluctant protector, tasked not only with saving lives but with preventing a catastrophe that could reshape the balance of the oceans. The supporting cast adds layers of tension and perspective. Scientists driven by curiosity push boundaries, believing knowledge justifies risk. Corporate figures see opportunity where others see danger, treating the deep sea as a resource to be claimed rather than respected. New team members bring fresh energy and conflicting viewpoints, some eager to prove themselves, others haunted by the cost of previous missions. These differing motivations create friction, reminding viewers that human conflict can be just as dangerous as the monsters they face. The plot unfolds as a deep-sea operation uncovers evidence that the Megalodon threat is evolving. Disturbances in underwater ecosystems suggest that these massive predators are not isolated anomalies, but part of a larger chain reaction triggered by human interference. As exploration equipment malfunctions and communication breaks down, the team realizes they are no longer dealing with a single creature, but with an environment actively pushing back. The sense of scale grows steadily, moving from isolated encounters to a looming global threat. Action sequences are designed to feel relentless and claustrophobic despite the vastness of the ocean. Tight underwater corridors, damaged submersibles, and collapsing structures contrast with open water chases where sheer size and speed dominate. The Meg itself is portrayed with renewed intensity, its movements calculated rather than purely instinctual. The film emphasizes intelligence as much as power, making encounters feel like tactical battles rather than simple attacks. Above the surface, the consequences ripple outward. Coastal regions face unexplained disturbances, shipping routes are threatened, and public awareness begins to grow. The story expands beyond a single location, suggesting that what happens in the depths cannot remain hidden forever. This broader scope adds urgency, framing the conflict as something that could affect millions rather than a contained expedition gone wrong. Emotionally, the film balances spectacle with personal stakes. Characters confront fear, guilt, and the burden of responsibility. Past losses are revisited through memory and quiet moments, grounding the action in human emotion. The protagonist's internal struggle centers on whether survival is enough, or if true responsibility means preventing the same mistakes from repeating. This question drives many of his decisions, shaping his interactions with both allies and adversaries. The antagonistic force is not limited to the Meg itself. Human arrogance emerges as a recurring theme, embodied by decisions that prioritize profit, recognition, or ambition over caution. These choices escalate danger, often triggering the most catastrophic moments. The film does not present these characters as purely evil, but as short-sighted, illustrating how good intentions can still lead to disaster when respect for nature is absent. As the narrative progresses, alliances are tested. Trust becomes fragile as information is withheld or manipulated. Some characters evolve under pressure, discovering courage and humility they did not know they possessed. Others double down on denial, refusing to accept responsibility until it is too late. These arcs add depth to the survival narrative, ensuring that each loss or victory carries emotional weight. The pacing of the film is carefully structured to build tension in waves, mirroring the ocean itself. Periods of relative calm allow anticipation to grow, only to be shattered by sudden, violent encounters. The sound design plays a crucial role, using deep, resonant tones and silence to evoke dread. The absence of sound underwater becomes as frightening as the roar of the creature, reminding viewers that danger often announces itself too late. Visually, Meg 3 pushes the franchise forward with a focus on scale and contrast. The darkness of the deep sea is punctuated by artificial lights, creating striking images that highlight humanity's smallness. Above water, bright skies and open horizons offer deceptive safety, reinforcing the idea that threat exists everywhere. The creature design emphasizes age and power, making the Meg feel like a relic of a world that predates humanity's sense of dominance. As the story moves toward its climax, the stakes reach their peak. A final mission is launched not just to survive, but to contain or neutralize the threat before irreversible damage is done. This sequence blends strategy with desperation, forcing characters to rely on trust, sacrifice, and difficult choices. The ocean becomes both battlefield and judge, indifferent to human plans yet responsive to their consequences. Sacrifice emerges as a central motif in the final act. Characters are forced to choose between self-preservation and collective survival. These moments are portrayed with restraint, allowing emotion to surface without overshadowing the urgency of the situation. The film emphasizes that heroism is not about dominance, but about accountability and the willingness to act for something greater than oneself. The resolution does not offer absolute victory. While immediate danger is addressed, the ending suggests that humanity's relationship with the ocean remains unresolved. Questions linger about how much has been disturbed and what consequences may still lie ahead. This ambiguity reinforces the film's message that nature cannot be conquered, only respected and understood. The release of the film is framed as a major cinematic event, building on the popularity of the franchise and the enduring fascination with prehistoric predators. Trailer moments implied within the narrative focus on scale, speed, and spectacle, teasing massive underwater confrontations, collapsing structures, and tense escapes. The emphasis is on escalation, promising audiences a bigger, more intense experience than before. Audience anticipation centers on both the creature action and the expanding mythology of the deep-sea world. Fans are drawn by the promise of seeing familiar characters face new challenges, while newcomers are invited by the universal appeal of survival against overwhelming odds. The film positions itself as both entertainment and cautionary tale, blending thrills with underlying reflection. By the final moments, Meg 3 leaves viewers with a sense of awe and unease. The ocean remains vast, mysterious, and largely unexplored, a reminder that some forces exist beyond human control. The characters who survive carry forward not just relief, but a deeper understanding of their place in the world. The experience changes them, reinforcing that survival alone is not the end of the story. Ultimately, Meg 3 is about escalation in every sense: bigger threats, higher stakes, and deeper questions. It uses the spectacle of a giant predator to explore humanity's ongoing struggle to balance curiosity with caution. Through action, emotion, and atmosphere, the film delivers a story that is thrilling on the surface while resonating beneath it, much like the ocean itself. The lasting impression of the film lies in its reminder that progress without respect invites danger. As long as humans continue to push into the unknown, there will be consequences waiting in the depths. Meg 3 embraces this idea fully, presenting a cinematic journey that is entertaining as it is unsettling, leaving audiences both exhilarated and reflective long after the screen fades to black.